Hey, Brenda. I'll wait a couple minutes before I start. For our little cardinal. I don't know, I put these feathers on it. To me it looks like a chicken, but maybe not. Hey Susan, how you doing? We're going to be making this attachment today, and we're doing it on a poster board, and I even put a back on it for ties. I got really professional on this one. But we're going to change the gold. I'm going to put either silver. I'm not sure. We're going to try either this silver, or I have this one that's similar to the material I have with the little, it's gray and it's got the little silver dots on it in the velour. I'll see which one I think looks better. I didn't think about it till after I started doing this, and then I'm like, no, the gold doesn't go so well. And I put a little eyeball on there. And then we're going to put a little necklace on it with the bow after we're done. I have some really pretty red, but it has gold on it, so can't use that. Okay, I'm going to get started because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this. The pattern that goes for this is with like 4 pieces. That you'll be getting. This one I'm going to, because this is longer than or wider than when you go to print it off, I'll be cutting it in half, and then you're just going to take the 2 sides and tape it together so you can make your pattern with it, because otherwise it won't fit correctly, because it's about 13, maybe 10, it's 11 inches wide. So I'll have to cut it in half so you can get the full pattern. But I will show you. I think I've done other ones that I had to cut in half, and then you just tape it together to make your pattern for the body. And this is the wing that will go on. Now this is for the, once you you have your batting on top of it, it makes it a little bit wider. So this you kind of got to play with, because you want it to be long enough for it to go over, and you got to make sure. The one important thing I will say with this pattern, with this type of thing, you need to have you need to use stretchy material. Now what we're going to be using tonight, this is a velour, and it has 2-way stretch, and that's your best bet when you're doing anything like this. You want something that's got a 2-way stretch on it, because it just makes the whole thing work much better. If you do choose to use a woven one, you're going to have to allow to cut it a little bit bigger, because it's not going to stretch for you. But getting this around the board, you really need to have the stretch. Okay, so these are our little pieces for our bird and its little wing. Now I have already put on the one batting, and I didn't realize it wasn't the one I normally use for my stuff. It was a lot thinner, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this? This doesn't feel right. So then I went downstairs. This one is the type that you buy in the bags. So it has double, it says it's double on it, because this is like a double. The one I use is a double, but it stays together. This one, the layers come apart. So I recommend getting the stuff that comes on the big roll, like at Joann's, and they'll cut you like a yard of it. I haven't really used a whole lot. I think they ran out of what I used, and I had to make something, and I had to get this, and that's why it was up here. Until I got it on, I'm thinking, this is not enough. And you want it to, get that kind of pushy feel. So we're going to put another layer on, and all you do with your pattern, when you have your pattern, is just lay it. I just lay it down on the batting and just like cut around it. You can even use like an ink pen, I would say, to go around if you don't want to have any of the from the magic markers. Hi, Carol Ann. So if you don't want to have that, or make it a little bit bigger, because you're going to trim it, even if you, when you make it, you'll end up trimming some of it off. So I'm going to show you how I apply the batting. And this one is nice. It's a better batting, but you see it doesn't come apart. This one, I had to use a lot of glue, and I wasn't real happy. So I just lay it down, kind of zigzag it across. Don't get it caught like I just did into the batting, because you'll end up pulling your batting off. Then I'm just going to set it right on top, and it's okay if it hangs over, because you're going to go through it and trim it. And it doesn't really, this is a pretty close fit, so I don't even know if I will. The one thing I will tell you about when you're cutting out this pattern, the little grooves that are like here and like here where there's an indentation, you really need to make sure that you get those in good, because if you don't, you're going to lose the... It really helps you in defining your bird, and without that, it kind of just doesn't look like it. It just makes it look kind of sloppy. So if you get those indentations, like right here, cut in, it really gives you more definition in what you're making, and it just turns out better. So we're gonna come around and just get some of this down here. You don't have to make sure you got it everywhere, because you're really just using this. It's just sitting on top, and you're going to stretch that material over top of it. Yeah, see, this gives you a much better base, I think, with this. So I would recommend, you know, feel how it feels, because this is now the thin stuff and the thicker on there, and I like the way this one feels, because then I know that I'm gonna have enough on there where it's not gonna look flat. Once you get it on, turn it over, press it in, and then you'll see around the edges where you gotta, you know, trim it off. You don't really have to, because once you put your material on there, the definitions will be there. But we'll go ahead and trim this a little bit. More or less like just trimming off the top of it, because when I cut this one, I did a pretty form fitting on it. But when I first do it, usually I just cut out a big round blob, and then I just cut in so I can get close to whatever I'm going to be doing. Glue this on there. I don't know, but my, whatever that Arkon thing, I think the gasket in there is gone on it. I wonder if I can order a new gasket to hold that up. It's like it's slipping. Just press it on. So how is everybody doing? Did everybody got the Christmas shopping done? Everyone got their Christmas shopping done? So that'll go around, trim a little bit. And this one I trimmed, I didn't use the X-Acto knife on it. I trimmed it with scissors, which was a lot easier, because sometimes you can't really get the definition in with it. And when I cut into the foam, where it has the little cut-ins, I cut into the foam with your scissors, like make little V's in it, and it makes it easier to just go around and cut everything. It's like if any of you sew, it will remind you of sewing when you're trying to make something fit, like a pocket, or outside pocket or something, collars. You want to make sure that you fit that in there. And that's what we're going to do with the material. And this I just cut around. When I lay it down on my material I'm using. And with velour, like this has a little gold dots on it, you know. Usually velour has naps, so you want to be careful. You usually, like, my nap is going up, which I didn't realize when I was cutting it until after I felt it. So if you are using like a solid color, if you brush, done shopping but not wrapping. Nope, I just throw them all in bags. I don't really have to buy that much. I usually give my kids money. But the most important, when you're using like a crushed or even, I don't think I notice it that much on the fleece, but on velour, you want to feel which way it feels smooth. And you want to make sure that all your material, when you're laying it out and doing it, is that way, because you will get, if you flipped it over, you did it this way, usually you're going to have less color, you know, the color is going to be a little bit different than when you put it this way. If you noticed, I mean, this is a sewing thing, and especially when you're putting, now this one has the wing, so I wanted to make sure that it was the same so it didn't look lighter. But it's hard to tell with the dots. But if you're using any other type of velour or velvet or whatever you're going to use for your material, you want to make sure that you got the nap. I'll go in the same way, because otherwise you'll be able to see it. So we're going to lay this down, and we are going to start getting this on here. So I kind of just like cut it out a little bit, and I did a little bit of my where my points are going to be, like here's a point. Let's put this down. There's a point here. There's a point here. You want to make sure you cut that in so that when you're pulling it up and gluing it, it'll just make it easier for you to do that without having any gapping. But with the stretch material, you shouldn't, you know, I find that is the easiest way to do this type of attachments. So we're going to start here in the middle. I usually start in the middle on both sides and get that in there first. And I'm just going to take my glue gun and I'm going to put a little stream of it down. Let's get a little bit here to start out. Press it down and just gather it around. And you shouldn't have, and make sure it doesn't slide where you're going to have not enough on the opposite side. And you'll have like little gaps, but we'll go, after I trim it, we can go in and fill those in. You just want to make sure that you've got enough on both sides when you're pulling it. You can even do like a little squiggle. That will help. And you can, if you like, right here, I got a little bit of a gather. Just lift it up. Well, thought I could. Yeah, there we go. And that will get it to lay nice and smooth. Let's go over on this side and pull this in a little bit. See, I moved my stuff around, and now my cuts aren't really where they should be. So we'll see. Yep, I'll be good. And that's why the stretch material really is good for this, because otherwise, with the woven, you'd have to be really, really, really exact on what you're doing. Now I'm just pulling it, putting a stream, and smoothing it down. I'm going to cut in here because I have now got my cuts off centered. And I'm going to cut in here where the point is there to bring it up. I don't give out cards anymore. I used to. See how we're looking. And if you have like little gathers, once you get this all on, you will be able to, like in through here, you can kind of adjust it where some of the glue didn't adhere. Do you guys cook Christmas dinner, or do you go to someone else? Does someone else cook? Now on the edge here of the little piece, we're going to cut this down a little bit so we don't have too much material. And then fold it over. And then if there's too much over here, you can cut it again. See, and this has like a little pocket up here. You're going to stick your little tip. That's where these type of glue guns come in great, with the little nozzles, because you can stick it down in. Now here my cut is off again, so I'm going to try and do that. Yeah, I'll be able to. I went to an interesting, I don't know where all of you guys work or live at, but my son's, for my birthday, I've always wanted to go to a Christmas market in Europe. You know, they have those Christmas markets. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, where they, whatever city they're in or whatever country they're in, they sell what's ever made there, and they sell food and all that kind of, well, there's a place called Carmel, Indiana, and they took me last weekend, or no, 2 weeks ago. It was right after I got back from Hawaii, and to this place. And you know, we normally, my children and I, we always go because my birthday is in December, it's the 19th, and my granddaughter's is the 17th, so we always do like special things. And we always will go and do something with lights and what pertains to Christmas. But my sons, my two boys, who are, you know, adults, they took me to this. It was like 4.5 hours. I live in Brighton, Michigan, and we drove down there, and of course it was a perfect day. It was like 40-some degrees, sunshiny, just perfect to be outside where it wasn't too cold. And that, have you guys ever heard of it? Hi, Dawn. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time or heard from you. I was getting worried. I thought maybe you were sick. And every time I talk to Susan, I forget to ask. Are you okay, Miss Dawn? Anyways, so they took me to this, and I kept telling them, because there's this one place in Holly, Michigan, and they have this, they do the Christmas thing there, and we went one year, and I was quite disappointed because it was just not very good and everything. And I told them, I said, if we get there and this place is not good, I'm probably going to have like a child's hissy fit because we drove all this way, you know. Anyways, we went there. This place, you know, I've been to Indiana. Gary's from, where is he from? He's from southern Indiana. And so I've been there, and I always drive through it. I've never heard of this. It's like a suburb out of Indianapolis. And let me tell you, it is worth it. It is the cutest. They have all the Bavarian things. They have it like in a courtyard where they have like all these condominiums around it, you know, and it's all really nice. And they have these buildings that are like you see, like if you go, we have Frankenmuth here and Bronner's, you know, so it's a German community there. And let me tell you something. There were so many people. It was so crowded. Oh my goodness. I mean, everybody had the same idea. Just a beautiful day to do that, but the people, you could barely get down the aisleways. But we had a great time. They have like a huge skating rink, and they have people that come on the skating rink and perform. And they have a pavilion where they have a band. And I am telling you, it was so much fun. The 4 hours did not. We were going to spend the night, but we left kind of early because of the crowds. It was just so crowded with people. And, you know, we talked to the people that ran some of the vendors that were there. And everything that's made there is imported in from Germany. And they do have some beautiful things. And they were very expensive. But it was, I just loved it. Just loved it. And I plan on going back next year. So I'm just trying to make sure that I can fit this around the nose so the point is there like I did around here with this. And you want to make sure you get your detail in. I got a little piece here that I'm going to have to fix. I'll have to rip it up. Oh, it's because I didn't catch it. Now we're going to piece in the nose. See if I can't get this one good. That looks good. Then I can cut it off. But I love this place, and it's in Carmel, Indiana. I don't know if any of you are close to that, but I would recommend it if you like going to those kind of places. And I think the best part of it was that I was just me and my two sons. And we got to talk and laugh and, you know, which normally we always do everything as a family. So I loved it. And I thank my daughter-in-laws for that because I'm sure she's the one that set it up. Although my son probably did. He loves Christmas. So So you see how that comes in. So you're not, this is going to be covered. We're going to be putting silver on that. We're going to cut this a little bit here so that it lays down a little bit better. So now we're going to do the tail. Get this up in there. My cuts are a little off because I moved this, which wasn't very bright. So once you make your cuts, make sure you're going to be gluing it down. Oh, family, yeah, family is tricky. You and I both know that we come from large families. Tricky, they're tricky dicky. All right, let's see. I'm going to cut some of this off. See if I don't screw it up by cutting too much off. Yeah, Debbie, don't cut off too much. Okay. Let's get this side on. Let's pull this over here. I don't know, maybe I should have. I'm talking too much and not paying attention to what I'm doing. I got a little crease there. So when you go around the corners, don't talk and pay attention to what you're doing. So let's start over here. I don't know, I've had my tree up for so long that I'm sick of it. Because I put it up before I left, like a couple of weeks before I left. And I love it all, you know. I'm a Christmas carol, I love it. Christmas is my happiest time, but I'll be glad when it all goes away. Normally, I'm not like that. Sometimes I'll keep my stuff up till February, just depending on what I got going on. So let's see. Can I cut a little bit more off here? Cut some of this off. And it's like just trying to fit it all in there. And if you got it, you know, like when you're going through it, if it doesn't seem like you got a little bit of a buckle, just pull it up because the glue isn't cemented down. The tail might cause you a little problems because of just the extension of everything. But it's fairly easy. I'm having a little bit of, see, now I'm even having a little difficult time because I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing. But as you know, I always got little fail-safes to fix it. We're going to pull this up because I see a little bit of a buckle. I angled it wrong. And put a little bit of glue on there. So of course it's going to look all messy like this, because squishing that all down. And that's how it looks. I think I got a little piece right here I need to pull up. And then you can go across and, you know, cut whatever. I usually will go and cut these little things where I've got it gathered. Yeah, this looks a little messier than my other one. My other one went right together. Okay, we got him together. We're going to set him over here, and now we're going to do the wing. And I would recommend starting at the top. Let's see, this one I didn't cut too short. And I'm just pulling it over, picking it up, and making sure you got it kind of tight. I guess if I would stop getting my finger in the glue, I'd be okay. I'm just pulling it forward, trying to get out any little wrinkles that I might have, which I got one right here. There we go. So you guys cook dinner? Is everybody cooking? I don't have to cook. I'm so happy. They took my baton away from me a long time ago. Yeah, Cece, they might be able to take care of you, but will you allow them to? That ought to be a treat. They should videotape it. I got like glue everywhere. Your husband cooks? I know, I had that once too. I don't have to cook when I go to my son's house, but my husband, he did when I was married. He became Chef Boyardee at the end there. I was like his prep cook. I get everything prepared for him to cook. Like one of those line cooks, that was me. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. Let's see if I got enough cut off. And there we have our little wing. Now I'm gonna go around and cut some of this off that I haven't got sloshed in glue. You'll see if you could stand the food. Oh my gosh, please. Your daughter's there. I think she's just as crazy as you are about being a perfectionist. Sometimes when people do things for you, even though it's not up to your snuff, you just have to smile and say it's wonderful. You know why? Because you're not cooking. I know, man. It was the most wonderful thing. I kept thinking, when are they going to start doing these dinners? I did them for so many years. And once they asked me, you know, do you mind if I do Christmas? I was like, really? You think I mind? No, I don't. It was like heaven. I used to do a lot of big parties at the holidays. Oh my gosh. Now we're gonna fix any little things that we see that are sticking up, like this one right here. Just stick a little bit of glue down there and then just smooth it over. I think I got one here. Let's see. Let's cut that. Smooth this one out. There we go. Yeah, because you can just, if you find that you have like a little bit of it not smooth, just peel it back, stick some more glue in it, and then do it very, 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 very tight. And then we have our little wing. I think I got one here too. Now you could sew this one too if you're a sewer. You could sew this. You just have to remember that you have to make 2 pieces for the body, and then you can fill it. I don't know if we have any sewers here. Oh no, my mom was an excellent cook. She was, I wish I would have wrote down more of her recipes that I didn't, you know. And now that she's gone, because she did everything from scratch with her. She was a Southern cooker. She was a girl from Kentucky. And she was very good. My dad could cook too. It was really kind of weird. They were both good. I don't know. I don't cook anymore. And just not a big deal to me. I do. I'll have to show you guys what Gary, only because it's just really funny that because I was the one that always had all the dinners in our family, and I always entertained in that, so I was always cooking the holidays and stuff, and now I have like a encyclopedia of carryout, and it's all alphabetized. You know, I just go from A to B to C to D to whatever I want to have. Gary made me that. It's, my sisters just crack up. All right, we are going to glue our little guy on. Now, when you're putting this on, you want to make sure there's like, you want it to be at the edge of your bird over here, right around the edge, and it's kind of slanted. So you want it to stick out a little bit into the tail, and you want it to be away a little bit at the top, like that, so that, you know, it looks like a real wing. So that's about, but we're going to put some glue all around the edge, pretty good. Try not to get it too close so it doesn't steep out, because I did that. But I'll show you how to fix that too, if you get a little bit of glue on it. So maybe I will. Okay. So now we're going to put it down. And make sure you got it like right in line with the body. Then we're going to flip it over and press it. Well, here's my advice. Eat before you go. Oh, you married a chef? Oh my gosh. You know, I probably wouldn't appreciate it when I was young, because I was like Martha Stewart, always doing, having big dinners, making fancy parties and all that. But now, you know, once I got a little bit older, it's like, yes! I would have loved it. That's what actually about when my husband started cooking. I'll tell you, it was Emerald. Emerald, remember when he first came on cable on that? My husband started watching him, and it was like, voila, I got myself a cook. I'm going to stick a little bit down here. I'm going to clean off my tip so I don't get it on it. And run it down through here and add some more and press so that it doesn't fall off. Not that I think it would, but one never knows. And I can see down here, I can get my thing in, and I'm gonna run it in there. Don't get too much because it will seep out. But if it does, if you do get some seepage from your glue, you need to get a red magic marker. And this one is like a red. It's not, you know, make sure your colors don't, because there's orange ones and there's like an orange, red, all of that. And all you do, like I see a little bit here, just run that red magic marker over the hardened glue and it will cover it right up. I don't see any on this side. Don't see any there. But we're going to put a little bit more in here. I'm just going to run around the edge. Hold it down because this is really, you know, poofy. If you can't, you are so bad. That's terrible. Okay, so now we're going to put on the nose. Now this one I did in gold, but then after I realized it really clashed with my silver little things here. So I got two different kinds. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one. And the pattern for this, you need to cut it a little bit bigger because, where did I put it? Where did it go? Where did it go? This pattern was made for it to sit on top of, and I guess you could do that. You could just sit it on top, but I decided I wanted mine to be wrapped over. So I made it, this is the pattern. I made it a little bit bigger than what is called for, and then I just cut it away after I get it glued on. Because I don't really glue it on top of here. I just glue it underneath. So let's see, we got this. Yeah, I think I like this. This one's kind of shocking. Which do you like? This is a gray with the silver dots, just like this material. You probably can't see it that well. See, this is a gray. Or we can use the silver. Maybe I like the silver. And you want to make sure that this material that you use is definitely stretched, because you want to stretch it and stretch it in order for it to stay. See, and then you can, you know, however big. Which do you guys like? Do you like the silver, or do you like the gray with the silver dots? Nobody's going to comment? I am going to have to choose myself. Let me see. I think I actually like the silver. Because I was outside looking at my cardinals, and they don't have yellow. They don't have like a yellow beak. Because after I put those feathers on, I thought I had a chicken. So I do have cardinals out that come here. They're my buds. And I was looking at them, and I'm thinking, I don't see no yellow thing on their nose. Okay, we're going to, yeah, I think I like the silver too, because we're going to put a little bow on it, and I'm going to do the silver. See, and I can cut that away, because the only thing I'm going to glue is the sides. Let me see. Cut that down. Yeah, I think I like the silver. Yeah? Do you guys like the silver? Silver, yeah. Okay. So, let's make sure, because you're going to have to kind of play with this. Because it all depends on how much stuffing you use and how much bigger this becomes. And then this little piece here is what goes for his little eyeball stuff. And you want that. I made that larger too. I think I did adjust the pattern for that. Hopefully I have. Yeah, I like that much better, because I got a little cute little button for his eyeball. Okay. Let's stick this in here. So let's put some glue on here. And hold it down, press it. We're going to cut a little bit of this off. We're going to miter the edge. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. We can cut this down a little bit because this stretches. Because this has a double stretch and that's what you want to try to mold this around. Let me make sure I got my edges that are going to cover it. Pull it down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to run it down here and pull it tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm going to snip this off. Hopefully I don't need it. And then we're going to flip this over. And snip some of this off. And there we got our little nose on. Glue this down. We're going to cut some of this off and then stick your little nozzle down on there. I don't know, why is this coming out now? And flip it over with your finger to secure it. And there we got our little silver nose. So now we got this black. Now this is another, this stuff here is, I got it from, well, I got it from Walmart a while back when they had material, and now I don't know if all the stores down there, they're kind of taking the material out of mine up here. They redesigned them, and I don't know if they're doing those in the southern states. I'm not really sure. But I know Joann's has it too, but when I could get it from Walmart, it was much cheaper. See, and this got the two-way stretch. Let me see. I'm gonna stick some glue in. What is going on? Why is my stuff coming out? All right, and with this one, you're putting it in here, you kind of want to make this to be, because this is, you know, the little mask like they have. You want it to be like in the middle of the, line it up with your tip. And now I'm going to stretch this down. I don't know what's going on with this. Something's going on. I turn it up a little bit. Let's turn it up. Maybe I got some glue stuck in there. Blow it out. Because that happens because I use that quick fast. But I don't think I've used it lately. I turn it all the way up. I usually turn it, let that sit a minute. Turn it up high and then kind of like blow it out. You want this to be tight too because you want it to lay flush on this. Yeah, something's clogging it. I don't get it. Don't know. Yeah, the back of my stuff always looks like a holy mess. I can tell you that. I'm not your neatest. I'm not the neatest crafter. My initial things will look good, but look underneath it, ooh, baby, it can be bad sometimes. All right, now I've got to try to fix this because I got a little piece that I missed with my scissors, and it's driving me nuts. Okay, now for the eyeball, I have, oh, I think I made it worse where it's stretched. There, fixed it. Goody goody. What kind is it? Because that will make, you know, I mean, is it, I know you're saying, you know, don't be picky, someone's giving you something free. But I hate for you to send it to me if I won't use it. I mean, I use a lot of Easter stuff, Halloween stuff, but like Christmas and that, I don't, usually it's more velour and that kind of stuff that I use. Now I'm going to just put a little dab right here to hold that down. You know, I don't use like summer stuff. And this is a button that I think I got at Hobby Lobby. I think I used them on something else. And it kind of sparkles. We're going to put that little button there. I think I made too big of a blob. Nope. Put it on upside down. Not good, Debbie. Another one. And I cut the back ends of it off. And then I use them for eyes. And I think I use these on the gingerbreads. Or something that I made. Hi, Linda. I didn't see you come in. This doesn't really count. I don't know what's wrong with this because I'm not getting the same on each one. So here we go. This is what this looks like. I'll show you how to put my back on. Then we're gonna put some feathers on it. What time is it? Oh my God, I'm going over. I must be talking too much. This is a back. I used what I had, and this is a fleece. It's probably more expensive. You could use felt for the back if you want. You could use this for the back, but I thought I'd do this quite professional this time and show you how I do mine when I'm selling them. I got a little piece here that's going to stick out and bother the pee out of me. Ooh, we gotta turn that heat down. I don't think I have feelings in my hands anymore from so much glue burning. But I do, when I use the pots, I don't get as burn as much. Now, you want to make sure when you put this on, they'll probably be the best because it's strong, it's heavier and it's stronger, so that when you put your little nozzles, these little ties in the back to be able to hold your pipe cleaners, it will have more to adhere to. Just makes it easier. So we are going to run this all around. I turned it down and now it doesn't want to work. Gosh, what is wrong with my glue gun? Okay. Set it there, put it on the edge. Since we're going to be, I figure I'm going to put a tie here and a tie down here in the base of it to be able to, you know, put it to your, attach it to your wreath. Maybe I'll do, oh, now it's coming out like bonzos. Yeah, baby, it's going to come out good. Make sure, you know, go back and check. Oh, it's really coming out good now. Watch, I'm going to have glue all over this. Okay, we're not going to do the edges for a while because the glue's coming out really thin now, and I turned it down. We're going to have glue all over this. Yeah. And there's your back on there. And then you can just go around the edges after you. I'm going to wait till my glue gun turns down because it's coming out so fast that I'm going to end up with glue everywhere. And then you can just take your scissors and go around the edges where you see white. But what I would do is I'd make sure I glued the edges in there before you cut, because you might see I'm just cutting down the edge. Yeah, try to make your cuts where they're not all zigzag like what I'm doing. don't see any white. Then for your little holders, I cut these and they are like an inch, a little less than an inch, and they're like 2 inches. So they're 1 by 2. And we're just gonna fold them like this. So you can put your pipe cleaners in there, or whatever you use to use your attachment to attach your stuff with. I'm gonna put this down there like that. And wipe that up a little bit, and wipe that side up a little bit. Then we're gonna flip it over, and I'm going to just put some over here and lay it down, but I don't want it to seep through to close this off. And hopefully I won't have glue all over my fingers to do that. Press down on it. Probably use something to roll through it to press it down so that it doesn't I got some dowels here. Just roll that so that it'll press. I probably will put a little bit of, if I use this, I will probably use a little bit of stick fast on there so I know it's not going to move, because sometimes glue can come apart, especially with like materials. I haven't found any that really does that good of a job with material. And then we're going to put one down here. I'm just gluing, set it in. And then we're going to flip it over. And put some glue here to make it like a little circular thing. But I will put some stick fast, or I don't know, whatever you guys use that is a little bit more than this. You bought too much? So there we go. That's how all this looks. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know. I just didn't like I didn't like the feathers on it. I liked it just the way it was without the feathers. Let's see if this is, okay, we need to go through and stick the edges of this. Let's cool it down a little bit. I don't know, I thought it made it look like a chicken. So I'm going to put a little bit, just maybe 1, 2 on the top, and maybe straight across on the bottom. If I can find, I got some straight ones, but they were long and they just didn't, I mean, I ordered like $50 in feathers, okay? But I got it for another project too. That requires feathers. Just make sure that it's around the edges so it doesn't peel back. Or if you're making it for yourself to use, I wouldn't bother putting it back on it. I just glue it. This is light. I would just glue it right to the reef. It's not going to come loose. But if you're going to sell it, then you need to give them the option And I'm going over it a little bit because I talk too much. Okay, quit getting glue all over everything. I'm not putting any on that because it doesn't look right. Because it's hard to cover up the edges of the, oh wait, I want to put this on too. This is what we're going to put around the neck. I should have put this on before you put your back on. Okay? Because you want to cover that up. And I didn't. But we're going to put it on anyways. We're going to put a little bow on it. And this is, I think this is 1 inch. You could go with something thinner too. This is just what I had. Like 3/8. I just didn't have anything in silver for that. Okay, and the bow. Got glue up inside my fingers. Very. No, I haven't tried that. I never go to Trader Joe's. Okay, I'll show you how to make these little bows. This is 6 inches. So we're gonna fold it in half. And overlap it. Oh my God, I forgot to turn off my... Okay, you're gonna hear the church bells because I forgot to turn off the clock. Oh God, it's gonna ding 8 times too. Sorry. Forgot all about it too. Oh no, it's not. Oh, you know what? I wound it. I wound it so it's off kilter. I forgot all about turning it off. So I'm folding these over like that. Okay, to make my loops. And then I'm gonna take it, I put some glue in there and I'm gonna scrunch it up. Then I'm gonna take my finger that's got no glue on it and make my little loops with it. So it kind of looks like that. If you can see that, see. Okay, then I'm gonna take this, I cut another little strip that probably is 1 inch, a little over 1 inch, but it could be less. So when you got the glue on there, you want to kind of scrunch it down so that it gathers it. And then you're going to put this in the middle of it. Make sure you got equal amounts of the loopy-doops. And you can scrunch this too, but let's get some of the glue off of me. And I'm going to glue this right in the back. And then I'm going to tighten it up so it's even more scrunched. And I'm just going to slip some glue right there, which I put a glob, which I didn't, wasn't paying attention. Globbed it. So then you're going to put your finger in here, your loops, and it looks kind of even. But we'll fix it because we'll scrunch up the middle part to make it even. And then we'll measure it. Yeah, that looks about good there. So then I cut another piece that is about 4 inches, and then I scrunched it in the middle like that. And this is going to be my tails. Scrunched it in and kind of made it flat. And then you're just going to glue it to the back of this. So then, let me get this unglued. Scrunch it up, tilt it down so that they're even. And then we're going to glue that on there. I could have made those longer, but it's good. And glue that on there. Hold it. Hold it, hold it. Then we're just going to put it, we're going to glue it right to the ribbon there by its end of its neck. Just to give them a little, gussy them up a little bit. Then fix your loops. And there he's got a little bow. Now, if you choose to, I got these from Amazon, and it's just, I didn't go to the store. I was too lazy. So I ordered them from Amazon. I wasn't really happy with them, but it's what I have. And they have in these, I don't remember, they were like $10, and I don't know how many of these I got. There was a ton of them. And I'm just thinking, see, because you can't really cover the glue there, you know, when you're putting it on. And I tried to stick a hole in it to anchor it, and that just was no good. So I'm going to try to put it like off to the edge and see what goes. Because these kind of lay flat, the ones on the top, without gluing my finger to it. See, so I feel that it needs, that's not enough. So then we're going to try another one on it. This is what I was doing before, and it's like, oh my God, then I got all these damn feathers on everything, and I'm like, what are you doing, girl? We want a little one. Little one. Yeah, I just want a little tiny, oh, there's another little one. See, the ones I used before, they kind of went up, but I wasn't sure if I liked that. So let's see if I put this one up and this one under, if it kind of flops it up a little bit. No, it doesn't. That looks flat. So I'm not really sure about the feathers. I don't really like them on there. I like it better when it's plain. I don't know if you guys, you know, like the feathers, but you could get them and just do them, you know, straight. But it's hard to cover when you're putting them on the tail for the glue. Yeah, this looks better. Oh, this one would probably be perfect. But you see, let me see. Yeah, I like that one better. Let's do it that way. See the stem of it this way, it really should go in the other way, because then you don't see the spine of it. But maybe I can stick it down in there. Yeah, I like that one better. I'm going to put that one on top, and I need one more. I'm only going to put 3. Because I was going to do, I did the wing, and it just, it didn't look good. There is the feathers on the tail. I was gonna say, to get through this thing called life, I missed part of the conversation. Well, I don't like this. So, I'm thinking I'll put maybe one, maybe I can get it where I can angle it out of this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna angle it out of there, but I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer because I've already went over, way over than what I normally do. And this is our project. I will have this up on Kajabi probably Wednesday. And the pattern and what I used on it. This material is no longer, you can get it, but they have, you know, lots of velour. You can order it on Amazon, but you're not going to get the silver if you like that. Oh my God, there's a bug flying in my house. What is it? It's probably one of those stinky bugs. Okay, thank you guys for staying with me this long. I'm sorry I went over. I won't talk next time. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, but I will see you after Christmas. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I got 2 different things going on that I'm thinking about. We'll see what I come up with. Thank you. Bye. Have a wonderful holiday.